And we're back on CentralValleyTalk.com. Thank you so much for being with us today. My next guest is Dakota Draconi. She is the co-founder of Breaking the Silence. It's a nonprofit group here in the Fresno area that helps people deal with child abuse issues. And you've been doing this since 2006, you told me.
With the organization,
With the organization?
We founded the organization in 2006. I've actually been speaking about child abuse and related issues since 1999.
Yeah. I asked if you had an unfortunate background in child abuse, and you said yes. And you don't want to go into deep detail here, but can you kind of share what you can?
Correct. I am a survivor of child abuse. I'm also a survivor of domestic violence and a survivor of rape. And one thing that I've come to understand through my own survival is that breaking the silence is the only way to stop the cycle. These things happen generation to generation, and if we don't about it, it continues. And breaking the silence is the only way to stop that cycle.
What convinced you to break your personal silence?
Actually, when I met my current spouse on the internet in 1998, I was in a domestic violence marriage, and my current spouse told me at that time that I did not deserve to be abused, and
nobody deserves to be abused.
I didn't know. Nobody had ever told me that. And so...
What, you just thought it was normal?
Yes, I did.
Really?
Absolutely. When children grow up in abusive homes, oftentimes, if nobody's talking about it, nobody's telling them that it's not okay, and it's not their fault, and it's not normal, they think that it's normal. And the abusers often will tell them that it is. And so that was a turning point for me, and I recognized that it was true, and I was able to escape from the marriage, and about a year later, I started breaking my silence.
And then how did that turn into the organization Breaking the Silence?
That was an amazing process. It just started from one class I was in at Fresno City College, and I had a deeper understanding of the curriculum from my own personal experience, shared it with the instructor. She asked me if I'd be willing to speak to her classes, and from there, it just grew into this. I give presentations at Fresno City College, Fresno State, Alliant International University, Heald College. I give presentations up and down the state. And in 2006, I was an undergrad at Fresno State in the Women's Studies department, and we had an activism class, and we had no project. And I suggested to the class that we do a project around raising awareness around child abuse. And we did it, and Breaking the Silence was born from there.
All right. November 21st, you have a lecture coming up at City College. What's that all about?
I do. I used to speak in all of the general psychology classes at City. My presentation is now too long to do that for the shorter classes, so I partnered, Breaking the Silence is partnered with the psych department at City College, and I will be speaking open to the public, free parking after 6 p.m., on November 21st. It's a 2-hour lecture and then an hour of question and answer session after that.
Who do you expect to show up there? People just that are curious, or are maybe victims, or? Absolutely.
Well, you make a good point, and there's a differentiation between victims and survivors, and that's one of the things that I talk about. So a victim is either somebody who's currently being victimized or somebody who died from their abuse, and the rest of us are survivors, and we often don't know that. I'm hoping survivors will show up. I'm hoping that students at City College who I can't speak in their classes will show up, and I'm hoping that the general public will come, because that's our goal at Breaking the Silence, is to raise community awareness by education and by survivor empowerment.
Do you have an office or a headquarters, or?
Well, we have a mailing address.
Mailing address.
We have a home on the web at FresnoBTS.org, and on Facebook at BTS fan page. And right now we kind of pretty much work out of our home until we get bigger, but I go to other people. I go to organizations and speak to them, and to classes and speak whenever possible. And we also hold awareness events in April. Actually, we have a Speak for the Children, a Run for the Children. This coming year is our first year. It's a 5K run. And a Walk for the Children, which is a candlelight vigil and walk, all to raise awareness in the greater community about this issue.
Do you ever look back on your own, what you went through, and think, wow, I can't believe that I actually survived it?
Absolutely. And in fact, for a long time, I cursed my survivorship. I thought that...
You cursed it?
I cursed it. I thought that it was a cruel joke, that life was playing on me, because there are worse things than dying, and I've lived through many of them. And then I opened my mouth and I told my story, and what I found was that I could make a difference in my world as a direct result of what I've been through. If I had it all to do over again and had power over the choices that other people made, I don't know what I would choose, but I can't change the past. All I can do is change today and the future. And so if I can make a difference in somebody else's life, that makes my life worthwhile.
Excellent. All right. Dakota Draconi, thank you so much for coming in today. Once again, your website information and Facebook.
FresnoBTS.org is our website. Just started a blog. There's no entries yet. It's FresnoBTSblog.org. BTS fan page on Facebook. And our phone number is 559-715-BTS7, which is 2877. We accept phone calls and text messages.
And that lecture coming up November 21st at Fresno City College.
Yes.
All right. We'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk.